And we are back. Okay, awesome. Connection issues, but we're back. As I was saying, the Sixers and Nets facing off in the Eastern Conference. Once again, YouTube stuff, streaming it, figuring it out along the way. Nets and Sixers is interesting because it reminds me, as I was saying, of a couple years back when they were playing against each other. D'Angelo Russell was on the Nets. Kenny Atkinson was the coach. They were a very young, plucky team that I won't say didn't have any business being there because they had a good season up to then. But no one really was serious about it. Like, I think it's 6 games, but 6 or 5 games. But, they got good experience. I think this is a very similar scenario, except Joel Embiid is turned up, and the Sixers replaced Ben Simmons with James Harden. So I think this will be a very quick series. Wouldn't shock me if it went, 5 games. That's probably my prediction here. Sixers in 5, I think, is a safe bet. Just because I'm just not sure that the Nets, unless an injury happens, I can't see the Nets outlasting the Sixers for more than 1 game. So that's how I view this one. Moving to the Western side, we have the Kings, we have the Warriors. The battle of Northern California? Sure. The Kings haven't been to the playoffs in 20-plus years. They're going to be uber excited in Sacramento for that game. I cannot wait to tune into that one because just to see the atmosphere. The Kings are one of the better stories of this year just because of, the losers to winning a top 3 seed in the West is insane. But they made it here because of their offense. Their offense has been top tier in the league. They push the pace. De'Aaron Fox has been sensational. Sabonis has been really good for them. Herter, Keegan Murray, Harrison Barnes. Role players are playing their role. And I think the Kings are a good example of everyone does their job good enough and will go places. And I think they did that by getting a top 3 seed. Their defense, however, is atrocious. Their defense is really not good. It scares me. And the defending champions, I think, know that. And this is like a thing where it's like everyone's dying to play the Kings in the playoffs. I'm not sure if that's the word, but I think teams were very willing to play them over the other ones because of how inexperienced they are, how new they are to this playoff scene. And I think the Warriors are a tough matchup for them, honestly. I mean, the defensive backcourt will have their hands full. Klay Thompson's kind of been back to what he was before. Steph Curry's been sensational, obviously, when he plays. Now, they don't have that same kick, I think, that they had in last year's playoffs. Like, I think Wiggins coming back from his absence is a tough, he won't be adjusted, I think, just as much as he was. He won't be as dialed in as he was last season, for sure. Draymond Green, he's kind of a wild card of how much contributions you'll get from him on the offensive side. Obviously, the defense is otherworldly, and they don't have some role players. They lost Otto Porter in free agency. Gary Payton, I don't think, is in a flow that he wants to be in this part of the season. And, yeah, not a super impressive regular season team. Warriors, I think they will, I won't say play substantially better. I don't think they'll flip a switch, but I think that they will be much more excited to play. Also, I look over, the Bulls and Raptors are tied 100-100, so that's how that game's going live here on Coach's Corner YouTube. But if I had to make my prediction for this, and like I said, I love the Kings story. It's a fun story. It's awesome. It's so hard to pick against Steph Curry in the first round against an inexperienced playoff team. I'm taking the Warriors in 7. I think it does go to a 7th game. I think it is a hard-fought series, and I could totally see the Kings, if their shot making goes cold in Game 7, it'll bury them, and that will be the end of their run. But I think they are onto something as a franchise. I think they're moving in a great direction. And so that moves us to the last series here on the graphic that I have in front of me. Celtics, Hawks in the East. This is one of those series the Celtics have to win 5-1 or 4-1. I mean, they could win 5-1 too. I mean, if they want to just win 5 games straight up and just call it a day, that'd be cool. But Celtics have to win this 4-1, otherwise they will be not serious in my eyes. Because, like I said, this is a Hawks team that's been aggressively inconsistent all season long. They haven't quite clicked, I think, in the gear that Quinn Snyder wants them to be in. I mean, obviously he came in late in the season. Of course, it's not what the finished product should look like, but they still haven't been good despite that. And, I just can't imagine that. I just can't imagine the Hawks getting more than a game. I cannot see it. I mean, unless Trae Young goes crazy a couple times, I still think their defense will handle them well. But, yeah, give me the Celtics in 5 here. I think the Eastern first round will be not exciting. Outside of the Cavs-Knicks, I think it's tough for the younger small seeds. Then moving over to the West, Grizzlies-Lakers. This will be, I think, a very exciting fireworks type series. I think this will be a lot of bad blood. I think this will just be, the energy will be just crazy, I think, because they don't like each other. I don't think Dylan Brooks is a very boisterous personality. Shannon Sharp probably will be at every game. Ja Morant. That's all I have to sell you on. It really is a crazy type of series of personalities and a young team versus a team that's older with big time veteran stars. So I'll just go straight into the prediction. I think the Grizzlies win this in 7. I think they, weren't awesome last year playoff time. They're missing Steven Adams, which I think plays a somewhat factor in the Lakers getting a couple games. But I think their experience last year will help out this year with, first-time jitters. I think they'll figure it out, midway through the series, they'll click. And I'm not sure how much further they'll go in the playoffs, but the first round against this Lakers team, I think Ja Morant's going to have a field day. I think he's going to put up multiple 40-point games. I think he's going to have a great series because I don't know who you can trust in the Lakers backcourt to stop him. You're not trusting D'Angelo Russell consistently. He got torched last year playoff time against Ja. Dennis Schroeder, you're not trusting him. And, yeah, the Lakers guard depth, Austin Reeves, I'm not trusting Austin Reeves over Ja Morant. And although as much as Anthony Davis is a tough matchup for, Jaren Jackson, Jaren Jackson is probably going to win Defensive Player of the Year or he'll be top 3 in the voting. Jaren Jackson should be just as good on Anthony Davis if the Lakers don't do that foul garbage they do. It's ridiculous. The differential in free throw attempts for both teams is just, or any team that plays the Lakers, it's just substantial because the Lakers just kind of play for fouls. It feels like it, at least when they aren't hitting open threes. So Jaren Jackson has to keep himself in line. He has to. That's as plain as day. And I do think that the Grizzlies will win this series, especially when it goes back home. It's a lot of travel if you really think about it. Memphis to LA, that will be, I think, grueling on both teams, really. And like I said, I think this will be a sloppy, defensive, just very nasty series. I'm looking forward to it. Not as much as some of these other ones, because I don't think it'll be aesthetically pleasing basketball, but I do think that it will be competitive. So that'll do it for my preview of the first round here. Real quick before we get out of here, let's do a watch along. This isn't as good for the podcast listener. I'll just let you know straight up, this is not fun for you because you don't know what's happening. But here we are, the end of the end of the game here in Toronto, 104-101. Bulls are on top, and the Raptors are trying to get a rebound on Patrick Beverley, and they have a jump ball in their hands, and it's going to review right now. Obviously, waiting for that result. But a big thing here, and we're look at the box score here. We got Fred VanVleet with 26, Siakam with 28. They're two big time performers. And for the Bulls, it looks like Zach LaVine showed up. Zach LaVine got hot, and it's kind of exactly what the Bulls needed from a player like DeRozan or LaVine. They got Toronto faithful don't look happy. They don't look happy at all. Fred VanVleet is very disgusted. Patrick Beverley is yelling at people. Who would have thought Coach's Corner would really get into the play-by-play game? And, I'm not opposed to play-by-play. I'm not, that's not my, goal. Some people really have, a knack for play-by-play and really want to get into it. That's not me exactly, but I'm definitely not opposed to it. It definitely seems like a fun avenue. A fun, you're just watching a game and talking about it to the listener like I am right now. So, 134, Caruso siding out the ball. Gets it inbound to Vucevic in the corner. He gets it out. Ball ends up in LaVine's hands. Pass inside. Caruso! Oh, he misses it. Jakob Poeltl gets the rebound. Oh, Fred VanVleet takes a three. Oh, it's off. It rims out. VanVleet just... I don't want to say he's a chucker, but he really is not... he's just... It feels like he tries to force the offense too much. As I say that, LaVine forces the offense too much. Oh, Patrick Beverley just fouled Siakam like crazy. 50 seconds left. Patrick Beverley just took a nice little shoulder to the head. Good on him. Good on him for trying to make Siakam work. Defensive matchups in this game made no sense. Patrick Beverley was just playing on people that doesn't seem like he should be playing on. But of course, that's kind of just the Patrick Beverley way. Siakam makes the first one. 102, 104. Bulls still on top. DeMar DeRozan's daughter has just been screaming at the top of her lungs the entire night. Ear screeching into your ear. It's been crazy, but LaVine down the middle, he passes out. DeRozan, 10 on the shot clock. DeRozan drives. Oh, he got a foul call. DeRozan going to the line. 5 seconds left on the clock. Raptors bailed him out there. That was definitely a shooting foul. Ooh, DeRozan missed the first one. Still 104, 102. 28 seconds left, so we'll see. Raptors will get a shot here to at least tie. I'm sure Fred VanVleet will jack up an awful three-pointer. Yep, he buried the second one. So 105, 102, 28 seconds left. We'll see if the Bulls have an answer here. See, I'm going to say this is what the watch-alongs would be like, but it'd be similar to this, where we got the score on the screen. And what's funny is I was talking this out, and I think this ESPN stuff is ahead of me. So, I'm just watching it like a normal guy over here on my TV. I have, right here. And this stuff's just going on. This stuff is just happening on the ESPN. It's like, oh, he misses it. And it's already VanVleet's hits a game-tying three. And just no one... Chaos. This is just absolute chaos. But either way, shocking that this game turned into anything. I thought the Bulls would have just kind of died. See, all these players are entering the game. I have no clue. I had no clue about any of these. So I'm just going to keep my eyes locked in over here. Red Bull commercial. But yeah, I mean, once this game ends, we'll wrap up here. Live stream, obviously, we'll stop here. Like I said, youtube.com/Coach's Corner. But podcast, will hopefully enjoy that. Subscribe, listen, do all that stuff. Share with your friends, family, anyone that can make it listen. I just started a TikTok page. I haven't decided what content I'm going to do on there, but to try and promote the show, I believe it's at Coach Corner. If you look up Coach's Corner, I'm sure it'll pop up somewhere. But regardless, back to Toronto. Like I said, 105, 102. And this would be awesome for my prediction because I picked the Bulls to win because I thought Toronto would give it up. And Toronto's kind of giving up. They weren't for a long time in the game, but regardless. Oh, Fanfleet got it into Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes has taken a step back this year. Siakam, top of the key. He goes in. Oh! Yams it home. So Raptors down 1 now. 19 seconds left. Bulls have to inbound. They will take a timeout. Of course they'll take a timeout, because why wouldn't they? See, I'm trying to fill this dead air. And, I'm not sure exactly what the Bulls' defensive plans were because, Williams just did not fight the VanVleet screen at all on this play. Patrick Williams, I don't know. People compared him to Kawhi coming out of college from Florida State. Sorry, Bulls, but you got ripped off there because this dude is not Kawhi Williams. I haven't heard Patrick Williams' name in seriously good circles in quite a while. And if you want Braves play-by-play, Eddie Rosario just hit a home run. They're up 5-4. The Rays moved to 12-0. That's your MLB update. How about that? The Rays keep winning. The Braves are barely beating the Reds. Braves starting pitching has just been so mediocre. Yeah, I don't. Outside of Bryce Elder, it's been just not good. And, I know Fried is hurt. Michael Soroka, excuse me, is coming back from injury, but, they just can't put together cohesive innings to, really save the bullpen. The bullpen's having to go multiple innings. It's just not awesome. So, 19 seconds left. Bulls have the ball, trying to inbound to get someone to hit the game-winning free throws. Caruso's hamming it up with the fans. Uh-oh. A simple inbound pass to Zach LaVine, and he gets fouled. The Raptors are trying to say he stepped on the line, but Buddy just got tripped. Buddy definitely got fouled before he fell out of bounds. Boom, boom. LaVine goes baseline. I like Zach LaVine's game. Oh, he just tripped. Straight up just tripped. No one touched him on Toronto. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, I hope Toronto doesn't have another timeout. I don't know how much more I can talk about. Zach LaVine has 11, 13 from the free throws. Obviously, he's getting to the line a decent amount. They do have a timeout, by the way. Makes the first one. LaVine's had an up and down year, and it's one of those, he had such a good year last year. It's he's bound for some regression, as the Bulls' entire team was. But normally the team regresses, but the star kind of stays the same. At least that's what happened to Trae Young. But Zach LaVine hasn't played up to the level I think he should, just because it feels kind of like the empty stats thing, where it's he's putting up a lot of points, but is he impacting winning? He did last year for sure, but this year it just hasn't really done anything. But in this game, is obviously he's taking over. He took over at some point during the recording, probably in the third or fourth quarter. Fourth quarter, I think, especially. But if they could just not be down 19, they could probably just have a normal type of game. But instead, they're down 19. Zach LaVine has to go crazy to come back, and then he's spent. And he can't do that 82 games. I mean, he's playing probably 60 of those games, and he can't do that 60 games. So, I think he has to figure out just like how to not stress himself over so many games, scoring the ball. Just balance it out with some passing, maybe try on defense a little more, and that'll help your team and help your offense, because defense turns into offense. Yeah, it's 1-2-3 basketball. I think it's as simple as that. So they're coming out of the timeout now. 107-104 Bulls. Toronto to inbound. You got Van Vliet. Gary Trent's a good three-point shooter. Siakam is, of course, on the floors. OG and Anunoby and Scotty Barnes. All capable three-point shooters, but what was that? Bulls had a foul to give. They did it. They fouled. Toronto trying to get a three-shot foul here. Or do they have a foul to give? They might have just fouled to give them in the bonus, because, I mean, fouling up 3 would be the smart decision here because he wasn't shooting for sure, so. Oh, the Zebras are talking. Zebras are huddled up. What are they deciding? Are they giving him 3 shots here? Oh, no way. No shot. Foul right there. And then he goes up with the ball. What? Nah. There's no way. Listen, I'm sorry, the loyal listener who stayed on for this long, even in the podcast episode, but no way I'm recording the 5 minutes overtime. This game will be sloppy. Big free throws, though, for Siakam here, trying to tie the game. Let's see if he makes them. Number 1, swish. At the line for number 2 here. Now, the Bulls do have 12 seconds to play with here if he does end up making all 3. Oh, but he doesn't make all 3. He misses 1. Left him short at the front of the rim. Is that Ronnie 2K? Yo, screw Ronnie 2K. Ronnie 2K ruined NBA basketball games. Screw that guy. Siakam's next free throw. Oh, misses that one too. Oh, I think that'll seal it. We'll watch Vucevic hit 2 free throws here. Call it a game. Dang. He couldn't make the second one either. Brutal. Brutal for the Raptors. Like I said, they always felt flat. Like anytime I watched them, they just like never were cohesive like they usually are. Like normally they're kind of like the guardians of basketball, where it's like they play very fundamentally sound defense, leads to some good offensive possessions, good shooters. They have a decent amount of shooters, and it's just that's how the cookie crumbles. Chicago gets a big win on the road here if Vucevic hits this next free throw. And it rattles in. 11 seconds left. Toronto's going to jack up a 3 here. And 2, 1, bam. Yep, there we go. Chicago Bulls go to Miami. They will play the Miami Heat. Yeah, Miami should have that game. Respectfully, Miami should have that game. Update it. Miami taking on the Bulls. Unless we get another LaVine DeRozan crazy performance. Give me Miami. So I gave the plugs earlier. Coach's Corner. Make sure to check it out. Subscribe, like YouTube, on podcasts, on Spotify, all that good stuff.